What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another afternoon commute home from work. Today we're discussing the best mods that you can put on your motorcycle. First things first, you guys know we gotta get gas. So let's get gas and then we'll get into the mods that I think you guys should buy. 93, as always. Oh, 2.6. Would you look at that? To wait until this section to bring you guys number one on my list. I don't know how long the list is yet, but number one is most definitely an exhaust. And to give you a demonstration of why, our official sound test of the day. Oh yeah, that has to be the top mod for you guys to put on any motorcycle. Well, I say any, but there are certain ones that sound like absolute shit, to be honest. Any of those smaller single cylinders that aren't like, you know, dirt bikes sound pretty good. Any of the smaller single cylinder road motorcycles and the parallel twins that aren't cross plane, they don't sound too great. But hey, if you enjoy it, that's totally up to you. This is just my opinion. Add an exhaust to your motorcycle. You will not regret it. It's so nice. You can adjust, you know, depending on the exhaust that you get. You can choose whether you want it loud, whether you want it slightly louder than stock, or you want it absolutely deafeningly loud like Kevin's Tuono. His is just literally a straight pipe right to your ear. This one at least goes out a little behind my legs, so I don't hear as much of it. But that is for sure the top mod that everybody needs to do to their motorcycle. I'm a big believer in the loud pipes save lives, and if they don't, at least they sound good. 2 for that list goes right in conjunction with the exhaust, a tune. Now, I get you can't really do that with older motorcycles if they're carbureted, but you can. It's the same thing as like jetting it, basically, just adjusting for the exhaust that you put on. If you put on just an exhaust, you're going to throw a check engine light most likely with most bikes if it's a full exhaust. To really optimize the rideability of the bike, it's best if you just get a professional tune. Whether that's mailing your ECU to them, whether it's a piggyback like I use for this, I use an open flash tablet, but they make the, what is it, the T800 up map, they make that. There's all sorts of stuff you guys can get for your bikes. But definitely order that along with your exhaust. So when you put it on, it's ready to go, no issues. You don't want to run lean. I mean, from what I've heard, stock tunes are already pretty lean. You put an exhaust on, it adds more flow to the back end of the engine. And it can lead to a bad time depending on the bike and depending on how susceptible it is to being sensitive from changes like that. For this, I ran without a tune for a little while. You can check back to my older videos when I put the exhaust on, and it ran fine. Honestly, it ran probably just as good as it does now. But there was that little fear in me that just thought, it's not specific to this exhaust. Is it running lean? You know, just to cover my ass, I ended up getting it the tablet to flash it, and no worries since then. And trust me, I beat the ever-living snot out of this bike. Hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. I know I am. This is my trip home from work. I am excited. As much as I like this bike, I'm even more excited to be home. I'm sure you guys can relate. For those of you that are wondering the order of my list, I'm putting it in order of importance to me, at least with my previous experience with my prior bikes. But definitely exhaust, tune are 1 and 2. You can switch them if you want, but you can get a tune with a stock exhaust. I just think it's worth it, worth your money if it's extra to get a retune, just to get the exhaust and the tune at the same time. Kind of save yourself a little bit of money, especially if, like this thing, the tunes are not necessarily a cheap thing to do. I know the T800, you actually have to buy the maps. The OFT, you can just get the tablet and then they have all their maps on their database that you can get. Going back to my video here a few weeks ago, number 3, bar and mirrors. Not only are they cosmetically appealing, but they actually serve a much better purpose than the stock ones do. For me, broad shoulders, I can see everything behind me, not have to worry about blocking half of my stock mirror. It's awesome. Looks wise, really cleans up the front end of the bike. You know, I added a 360 cam onto it, so of course it looks a little crappy, but it really cleans the bars up. Woo! Number 4 on my list is definitely going to depend on the motorcycle again, but lights in general, whether that's turn signals, headlight, tail light, lights in general really clean up the motorcycle. Now for me, that involves a fender eliminator. That's honestly one of my first things I did mostly because it's a cheap mod that makes a big difference on new bikes, because the new ones, they have all these regulations on how far back the license plate has to be and yada yada. It's junk. So fender eliminator came with turn signals for the rear, was able to mount my plate tucked in. It just looks a hell of a lot better than stock. So kind of all roped into one for that one. Turn signals are a big one. The stock ones, they're like these, I mean, these are okay for stock, but the floppy things that you get stock are not really great to look at. So changing those out is always a plus. When it comes to headlights and taillights, with this bike, I'm fortunate enough where it has LED headlights, it has that daytime running light above it. They look fantastic. And for the taillight, again, LED, you got the flying buttresses in the back. It just looks awesome. I have no need to change it out. They do make aftermarket taillights for my motorcycle, for this one in particular, that actually build the turn signal into the taillight. I don't know. I had a few like that on my prior bikes, but with this one I just didn't see the need. For sure, motorcycles that come with like incandescent headlights, change those to LED. It makes a big difference in terms of not only visibility, but the look of the bike. It really makes it look a lot more modern. We're gonna pass this person, and then we're gonna go to number 5, because they are going so freaking slow. Don't worry, it's a van, it's a family. I'm not gonna do it aggressively. I'll just do a nice business casual pass. See, nice and casual. Number 5 is going to be kind of specific to Ducati, although they do make it for other bikes, but other bikes are kind of just copying what Ducati does. And that's the clear clutch covers. I think Ducati was the first ones to really, whether it was Ducati that started that or not, I think the clear clutch covers look absolutely awesome. Now when they're running, they get a little muddy because of the oil, but when they're just sitting there, when they're idling, it looks really cool. I will say I'm a sucker for that. I just haven't really wanted to pony up the cost to do that. On the newer Street Fighters, they make it a lot easier. You can actually just take off the little cover and replace it with a clear one. But with mine, you have to take off the entire engine cover. It's the whole side of the engine, since it's an older Street Fighter. So I say older, but it's a 2021, so it's not like it's crazy old, but still way more of a hassle and more expensive. I think it's just absolutely killer. It completes the look of the bike, makes it look really premium. And again, I know they make that for other brands as well, but Ducati's the one that you usually see it on the most. I would say one of the biggest things to get on a bike where maybe you're in a colder climate would probably be heated grips as well. I think that's tied for last on my list, because heated grips, they do make a difference. I just use heated gloves, but I could see how people really like having heated grips because you don't have to worry about the battery running out. You know, it can hardwire right to the bike. With this one, they come stock, so really you can just install them and then hit a button, and these ones are plug and play, which is really nice. But the dealer, I think, has to program it, which, don't ask me why, that freaking sucks. But that is probably tied at the end of my list with carbon fiber bits. Let's see if this person stops. Thank you. Now when I say carbon fiber bits, I just mean like accessories on the bike. They're accessories that don't really add any actual performance value to the bike, or anything other than looks, which I know so do the the lights I discussed. They might be a little bit functional, but, and the clutch cover obviously, but they're probably the least functional part. You might lose a little bit of weight if you go with carbon fiber stuff, but I think it just looks really cool, but not cool enough to warrant the price. I mean, some of the carbon fiber stuff for this motorcycle is just absurd. If I had all the money in the world, I would totally deck this thing out in carbon fiber because it looks sick. One thing I think is a little overrated with the Ducatis is the dry clutch. Do I think they sound really cool? Absolutely. But they don't last at all, and they're prone to a ton of issues. You have to change those things out. I think it's like every couple thousand miles, maybe like 2,000-3,000 miles. They just do not last. Now, the pro to that is that changing them out is really easy because it's all exposed. You just take them out, put in the new ones, no big deal. No fluid to deal with, whatever. But to me, it's just not worth it. it's extra money for more maintenance when a wet clutch works perfectly fine for a very long time. We've been using wet clutches for such a long time, it's not worth it to me to switch. Which is ironic to me that the higher end Ducatis get the dry clutch, but I get it's more track focused. You know, for the track I can see the feel of it, all of that is much better. But in terms of paying to have it put on, no way in hell. So I'd say kind of 3 of those things are near the bottom of my list. Again, I didn't know how far I was going with it, but apparently around 6-ish is where I cut off. I know some of this stuff is specific to my motorcycle in particular, but that's just because that's my experience. It'll vary for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite mod to your motorcycle was, and maybe which ones I missed. I'm sure I missed some, because I'm coming up with this stuff on the fly. I go to commute home and I just say, you know, what is the best topic that I can talk about that we haven't discussed before? So by all means, let me know what I'm wrong about, maybe the order that I put stuff in. I want to know. Feel free to drop a like if you enjoy the Street Fighter content. Enjoy this thing's sights and sounds. Oh my gosh, it's always a treat. We still got to get our daily event. Sometimes the daily events are just too easy. Too much fun. This thing is way too much fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have an awesome day. I'll catch you on the next one.